So let's walk through how you might redesign a unit that might have traditionally ended with a 5 paragraph essay. So we're going to go ahead and use Google Gemini, and I'm going to type in a prompt that you see here. I am redesigning a high school English unit where students used to write a 5 paragraph essay, and it analyzed the theme of a novel. So you could put in whatever makes sense there for you. And then I'm asking it, what are 3 creative, authentic project ideas that students could complete instead? A project that still require analysis and writing, but also include voice and creativity and choice for students. And so you can see right away the responses here are pretty great. So it talks about doing a podcast. And then it tells you here exactly what is going to be filled in for the skills that you want them to have. So the analysis and the writing, they could write a script, voice and creativity. They use their own voice to tell the story and express their interpretation. They can get creative with sound effects and music and interviews with characters or experts. And then choice, they could choose the theme they want to explore or the format. It could be a narrative or an interview style or a behind the scenes. These are all excellent ideas that you could run with. And then here's another one, a digital storyboard of the author's commentary. So this one allows visual storytelling. They could create it digitally. In my district, we have iPads, and so there would be just an enormous choice board there for students of how they would want to express this digital storyboard. So again, the analysis and the writing, so it could demonstrate their understanding of character development, of setting, plot progression, etc. Voice and creativity, different digital tools, right? Canva's a good one. And then choice. Students can choose which scene or chapter to adapt, what visual style, etc. There's another suggestion here that it gave me with the self-published magazine, a Zine. Again, it plots out the analysis and the writing, and it gives them complete creative control, this one, of the layout and the design, using, whatever they want to show that. And choice, they could choose the theme, etc. And so there was a museum exhibit idea as well that I wanted to dive into a little bit more deeply. And so I want to outline, if I were to have students do a museum exhibit, how it might be structured across 3 or 4 weeks. Or, like, if you like the podcast, you could say, "Ooh, I like this podcast idea. How can I spread this out across 3 to 4 weeks? I want to make sure that I have checkpoints, that I have student reflection, and ethical use of AI tools." And so I went ahead here, and there you go. We've got our thematic museum exhibit, and it shows you how to launch it. So we're going to hook students, we're going to introduce the project, we're going to establish the essential questions. We've got some mini lessons here, the essential questions, project introduction, and the checkpoints along the way. And so weeks 2 to 3, we're going to teach literary skills. We're going to focus how to find textual evidence. We're going to introduce any AI tools that you're going to use to support their thinking. So not a replacement for it, but for example, they could use an image generator to brainstorm ideas, or a text generator to help them rephrase a complex idea. So with your guidance, we're teaching them how to use these tools. And then a draft check. They could submit their first draft as an artifact, etc. And of course, we want to always have student reflection here. And so they could actually use AI to help them here as well. Like, what is working well with my exhibit? Where am I getting stuck? Asking for a thought partner. And then in week 3, they're going to create, there's information there. And then in week 4, they're going to reflect. It talks about the presentation and the showcase, the self-assessment, the AI reflection, the final reflection. And so you can see I'm going to just keep going and iterating with Google Gemini here to get some really good ideas for how we can move forward and move away from that standard 5 paragraph essay, but still really assess the writing skills that we're looking to assess.